My controlling parents. When I was a child, I always thought adulthood would be a magic door. I imagined that the moment I turned 18, I would step through it and suddenly be free, free to make my own choices, free to build my own life, free from the rules and expectations that had shaped me for so long. Now, at 24, I know that adulthood isn't a door at all. It's more like a long, winding path, and sometimes, the people who raised you try to keep you tied to the place you started, even when you're ready to move on. I live in a small beach town in Florida, the kind of place where the air smells like salt and sunscreen and the sunsets paint the sky in pink and gold. My husband and I have built a life here, simple and steady. My sister lives just a few blocks away, and we see each other often, sharing coffee on lazy mornings or walking along the shore after work. Our parents, though, are 1,000 miles away, still living in the house where we grew up. They visit often, maybe too often, and every time they arrive, it feels like the ground shifts beneath my feet. Their visits have always been intense. They arrive with suitcases full of clothes and heads full of plans. Dinner reservations, boat tours, shopping trips, and endless walks down the same busy boardwalk. They want to experience everything, every time, as if each visit might be their last. For them, it's a vacation. For me, it's a disruption. I've lived here for 5 years. I've seen every tourist attraction, eaten at every restaurant, and walked every inch of the beach. I love my town, but I don't need to be a tourist in my own home. Still, when my parents visit, they expect me to drop everything and join them. They want me to be their guide, their companion, their daughter in the way I was when I was 16 and they were the center of my world. At first, I tried to keep up. I went to every dinner, every outing, every event. I smiled and played along, even when I was tired or stressed or had other things I needed to do. I thought that was what a good daughter did. I thought that if I just made them happy, they would see me as an adult, someone capable and independent. But the more I gave, the more they expected. Their visits became longer, their plans more elaborate, and my own needs seemed to disappear. Recently, things came to a head. My husband and I had to move into a new apartment, a 2-bedroom place just a few minutes from the beach. The move happened quickly, and the Florida heat in May made everything harder. We spent days packing boxes, hauling furniture, and cleaning out our old place. I was exhausted, sweaty, and anxious about getting everything done on time. That's when my parents decided to visit again. My mom called, excited about her plans. She wanted to go downtown for dinner, to walk along the pier, to visit the shops and see the sights. I tried to explain that we were in the middle of moving, that I was tired and needed to focus on getting settled. I told her I couldn't join them that night, that I needed to rest and unpack. The reaction was immediate and sharp. My mom sounded hurt, almost angry. She said it seemed like I didn't want to spend time with them, that I was putting other things ahead of family. She didn't ask about the move or how I was feeling. She just blamed me for ruining her plans. I felt a familiar guilt settle over me, heavy and cold. I had always tried to be accommodating, to make them happy, to be the daughter they wanted. But this time, I couldn't do it. I needed to take care of myself, of my husband, of our new home. For the first time, I said no and meant it. That night, my husband and I sat on the floor of our new apartment, eating takeout and surrounded by boxes. I felt a strange mix of relief and sadness. I missed my parents, but I also felt angry that they couldn't see me as an adult with my own life and responsibilities. I wondered if I was being unreasonable, if I was a bad daughter for wanting space. The next day, my mom called again. She asked if I was sure I couldn't come out, if maybe my husband was the one who didn't want to see them. She has said this before, many times. If I ever say no, she thinks it must be his idea, not mine. It's as if she can't believe I would make a decision for myself, as if I am still a teenager who needs permission. It's frustrating and hurtful. My husband is kind and patient. He never tries to keep me from my family. In fact, he encourages me to spend time with them, even when it's hard. But my parents don't see that. They see him as the reason I am changing, the reason I am growing away from them. They don't see that I am making my own choices, that I am building my own life. I talked to my sister about it. She understands. She has felt the same pressure, the same expectation to be available whenever our parents want. She tries to set boundaries, but it's hard. Our parents see any limit as rejection, any independence as disloyalty. They want us to be close, but their idea of closeness means giving up our own needs and plans. Sometimes I wonder if things will ever change. I want to have a good relationship with my parents, to share my life with them, but I don't want to lose myself in the process. I want them to see me as I am now, a grown woman, a wife, a person with her own dreams and responsibilities. I want them to understand that love doesn't mean control, that family doesn't mean giving up your own life. It's not easy. Every time I say no, I feel guilty. Every time I choose my own needs, I worry that I am being selfish. But I am learning that it's okay to put myself first sometimes. It's okay to have boundaries, to say no, to make choices that are right for me. When my parents visit, I try to find a balance. I spend time with them, but I also make space for my own life. I explain my reasons, even when they don't understand. I remind myself that I am not a child anymore, that I have the right to make my own decisions. I know my parents love me. I know they want to be close. But I also know that I can't let their expectations control my life. I have to find my own path, even if it means disappointing them sometimes. As I unpack the last box in our new apartment, I look around at the life my husband and I are building together. It's not perfect, but it's ours. I feel proud of what we have created, proud of the choices I have made. I know there will be more hard conversations, more moments of guilt and doubt. But I also know that I am strong enough to stand on my own, to be the person I want to be. Adulthood isn't a magic door. It's a journey, one step at a time. And even though my parents still try to hold the leash, I am learning to walk my own path, to live my own life, to be free.